Brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord always. I shall say it again, rejoice. You know, it's hard to celebrate properly. We want to, but we don't know how. Mostly we celebrate badly because our idea of celebration is to overdo things. We try to celebrate by taking ordinary things, eating, drinking, singing, telling stories, playing. We take it to excess. And celebration for many of us means overeating, overdrinking, loud socializing, drunken singing, and staying at parties until the wee hours of the morning. All in the hope that somehow, in all that excess, we will achieve celebration, whatever that means. But for all our frenzied effort, there's precious little genuine enjoyment. Occasionally, we do succeed and generally celebrate. At those times, we feel ourselves more deeply joined to others, widened, made larger, made more aware, made more playful, and sense more deeply the love and the joy that lie in the heart of life. But that rarely happens, and it never happens when we are in a frenzy. Too often our celebrations are followed by hangovers of one kind or another. And why? For the reasons for this are complex, deep, and mostly hidden from us. Perhaps the primary reason why we find it so difficult to genuinely celebrate is that we seem to lack the capacity to enjoy simple things, to take life, pleasure, love, and enjoyment as a gift from God, pure and simple. It's not that we lack the capacity to do this. It's more that this capacity in us is generally buried under a mound of guilt. What this means is that often we cannot enjoy legitimate pleasure because somehow, however unconsciously, we sense what is articulated in the ancient myths, namely, that in enjoying pleasure, we are somehow stealing something from God. What comes to mind is my mother used to say we'd be running around the house laughing and all that, and she'd yell at us, what ends in laughter, what begins in laughter ends in tears. Now stop that. Don't enjoy. And it comes into us subconsciously. And you know, we tend to blame religion for this. But this neurosis is universal, as much outside of religious circles as inside of them. Somehow, in the name of the divine, most everyone feels guilty in pleasure. You know, like they say, if it feels good and you like it, do it, it must be a sin. And because of this, we tend to alternate between rebellious enjoyment, pleasure we steal from God, and joyless duty, a dutiful life, but without genuine pleasure and enjoyment. We never seem to be able to genuinely celebrate. I say genuinely because paradoxically, our incapacity to enjoy is the very thing that pushes us into pseudo-celebration, into hedonism, and an unhealthy pursuit of pleasure. Simply put, because we struggle to enjoy ourselves, simply we pursue enjoyment too much and substitute excess for enjoyment. And this often leads to a dangerous confusion wherein we substitute pleasure for enjoyment, excess for ecstasy, and the obliteration of consciousness for heightened awareness. You don't even remember what you were doing, drinking, talking, doing anything. The champagne-soaked athletes celebrating a major victory. The mindless frenzy of Mardi Gras. They give us all the video footage we need to understand this. But excess isn't enjoyment, nor is obliterated consciousness heightened awareness. They're weak, unsatisfying substitutes. So the very purpose of celebration is to heighten and to intensify the meaning of something. A birthday, a wedding, a major achievement, a victory, a graduation, the birth of a child, the beginning or the end of the year. These events demand to be shared, heightened, widened, triumphed. We have a congenital need to celebrate, and this is very healthy. What does it mean to celebrate something? To celebrate an occasion is to heighten it, share it, savor it, enlarge it. We also celebrate in order to link ourselves more fully to others, to be playful, to intensify a feeling, to bring ourselves to ecstasy, and more commonly, just to rest and unwind. But because in our incapacity to enjoy something simply, we often try to create that enjoyment through excess and seek the ecstasy of heightened self-awareness in the obliteration of our consciousness. Too much to drink. Small wonder we often trudge home with a hangover. Emptier, more tired, more alone. A hangover is an infallible sign that somewhere we missed a signpost. But we must continue to try. Christ came and declared a wedding, a feast, a celebration at the heart of life. He shocked people as much by the way he enjoyed his life as by the way he gave it up. In the end, he was rejected as much for his message of enjoyment as for his message of asceticism. And that is still true today. We tend to read the Gospels selectively so as to ignore Christ's positive challenge to enjoy without guilt. And in that lies our problem. Because we're never challenged religiously in the name of Jesus to enjoy deeply and without guilt the very human pleasures of our lives. Our healthy, God-given need for pleasure and enjoyment tends to go underground. We still seek pleasure and enjoyment, and now we split them off from what is religious and holy and steal them from God, rather than enjoy them simply and religiously. That is one of the main reasons why we substitute excess for enjoyment and an obliterated consciousness for heightened awareness. So God has given us permission to enjoy life and its pleasures. That truth needs to be a central part of our religious teaching, which in most cases it isn't. Pleasure is God's gift, not the forbidden fruit. Celebrate the nativity of Jesus. Celebrate the simplicity of life. Celebrate who you are, who others are, and enjoy, for God's sake. And that's really literally, for God's sake, enjoy.